Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know that I haven't posted in a very long time since probably the end of 2023 or the beginning of January, and that's just for various reasons. I've had a really terrible month in January mental health wise, and I'll just go through it with you guys. Basically, I was going through a very deep dark time, especially for work. I was thinking about the negative things and I was so ready to throw in the towel. However, I just started to realize that I needed to be more intentional with my thoughts and I need to be more aware of my thoughts. And I started to notice how negative I was in my thinking. And so I decided to shift my negative feelings and emotions towards more positive ones. I've been to therapy for a very long time and I'm a very self-aware person. So this transition wasn't very hard for me, but the first step for me was to be aware of what I was allowing my mind to think and what type of energy I was allowing into my life. So that was me in January. And one thing that I wanted to share with you guys actually is my journaling journey. So I actually struggle with a budget, and I know I talked about this before, but I started to realize that I need to find a different way of budgeting because even though this is a financial channel and a lot of financial gurus out there are saying stick to a budget, budgeting is so important. I do agree, but for people who are like me who do not work well when it comes to being in a boundary, especially a budget boundary, I need to find a different way. So what I started to do was I started to track my spending in a different way. So this is a notebook from Starbucks Korea. And what I do is that I track my habits. I started to read this book called Atomic Habits, and it's really shaped the way I am laying that foundation for my year through tracking my great habits. So, of course, you can see the first thing that I have here is no spending, and the rest are just little things that I wanted to work on. But basically, anything that's colored in are the days that I didn't spend any money. Now, closer to the end of the month, I spent some money, but it was mostly for like printing things out because I don't own a printer. But I still counted that in as a day that I'd spent money. So I felt like this was a great way for me to kind of see a snapshot as to like days that I spent money, days that I didn't spend money, and like what the proportion of those days were. So as you can see in January, I had spent a lot, or I had a lot of days where I did spend money, whether it was like a very small amount to very average to big amount. So that's what I started to do. Now, I know that for budgeting, it was more so like, at least in my head, I felt like I couldn't spend more than X amount of money. So if my budget was 400,000 Korean won, even though it says on paper that I'm only stuck with 400,000 Korean won, I felt really restricted, really limited. And so what happens is my body would want to do the opposite. I would want to spend more than that. And I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like the more I feel restricted, the more I want to get out of that restriction. And that's what happened. So at first, and I'll show you what I did here, is that I started to track, like my weekly goals and everything else into this journal. So first, I would have things like spend no money during this time. Anything that is highlighted are things that I achieved. This is clearly not highlighted at all, so I didn't achieve that. Spend only 20,000 Korean won on weekdays. I didn't achieve that. And then for this one, spend only 75,000 Korean won. Obviously, as you can see, as I'm going through these weekly goals, is that anytime I anytime I restrict myself to a certain limit, because that in itself is a limit, I went over. And so that's why you don't see me highlighting any of these spending goals whatsoever. So what I did was I changed my strategy, and this is this week's goals. Nothing too personal, but you can see here that I said buy coffee only twice this week. So instead of saying I can only spend X amount of money, I basically written down my permission to allow myself to spend money on coffee. So coffee is the main expenditure that I have. I simply love coffee, I live off coffee. And I started to make matcha lattes at home actually, which I really, really enjoy. And so instead of saying I'm restricted to this, I changed my phrasing to say I am allowed to spend this much on these things. And that's what I did. And I felt like because I changed the negative phrasing to a more positive phrasing, allowing myself, giving myself permission, this has really helped me. So if any of you who are struggling with, restricting budgets like I am, if you change the way that you tell yourself how much you're able to spend, this could really, really be effective in your budgeting and financial journey. So this is what I'm doing. It's already Friday and it's almost the end of the week and I haven't bought any coffees. I was tempted to buy a coffee today because it's Friday and I felt like I did so well. But you know what? The matcha latte that I had this morning really kicked in for me. So I feel like I don't need to buy any coffees outside yet. I might make another matcha latte later on, but you know what? I am still quite proud of myself. So that's what I've been doing in my journal. Now, so let's start with the process of cash stuffing. I already counted all of these, but we're just going to go through it together because I know some of you do enjoy this process. So we have 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. Next, we have these 10,000 denominations. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 250. So in total, we already have 600,000 Korean won. Ooh, these are all a little bit all over the place. And then we have these smaller denominations. So this is 5,000 Korean won, and in here is 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's in total, we have 619,000 Korean won to cash stuff today. So I don't think I'm going to cash stuff my smaller denominations just because I keep them for my smaller challenges. So my next process is I'm going to take this out. So I already wrote birthday on here because I know for sure that birthday is an envelope that I want to fill out today. So I take this out, and before I even write anything on this, I take out my binders just to see what kind of things I want to fill in for this week. So pink is my short term, and I also found this really cute snow pole keychain, so that's why I added it in here because the color matched. We're not going to prioritize technology. We are going to maybe put some money in travel. Birthday, I already written this in. And so I know that I need to put in 60,000 Korean won for my partner's birthday. So I'm just put a 60 there. So I just go over it and I kind of just look at things that I want to save up for. Now, because birthday isn't filled up for this week yet, I'm going to hold off on Christmas until I complete my birthday savings challenge. Now, I need to go back to the bank for this. I went to the bank earlier to withdraw some money, and I feel like I need to put this into the bank. So what I'm going to do, because I know that every single video I come to this envelope and I'm like, I gotta go to the bank and I gotta deposit it. I'm taking this out so that I remember. Home emergency fund is something that I definitely do need to put in. So I'm going to put home emergency fund. Home emerge. And I think I want to do 200, so there'll be 4 houses. I'm really trying to be more aggressive in my savings for my home, because I just got a phone call from, you know, my mom, and she's saying that, like, you know, all the expenses are going to come up, so be prepared. So that makes me nervous. So vacancy and home repair fund are just going to be something that I'll do later on. So right now we have 260 that we are reserving. And then in our next binder is just going to be our short-term savings binder. And then this is mostly for spending. So I think a lot of the stuff will just go to my savings challenges. So beauty, nothing. Clothes, nothing. Waxing, I might do like two. So waxing will just get 40,000 Korean won. I actually am planning to move away from waxing and towards laser hair removal instead. It's around the same price. If anything, I'll be saving more money if I do laser hair removal. The only thing is I've built such a great rapport and connection or relationship with my wax lady that it's going to be really sad when I do transition. That's why I haven't transitioned up until now. So that's why I was super hesitant. But you know what? Like, in this economy, I need to do anything that I can to save money. So waxing, I'm going to get 40. And I wanted to show you guys the process of how I kind of determine like how much money goes into where. This is my savings challenge, but I'm going to skip. And then this is the 52-week challenge that I absolutely need to do. And this is my monthly savings challenge. The monthly will also be something that I'll write down. Monthly. And that will get 100. So right now we are at 140. We are at, I think, 400. See, that's 100, 200, 300, 400. Yeah, so we have around 200 left to cash stuff, and I think what I'm going to do for that is just put the rest into my savings challenge, which y'all know is going to be really chaotic, but you know, I'm not even going to hide that. Like, you guys know at this point how chaotic my cash stuffings can be. So we're going to start off with the short-term savings binder. Now, I did mention birthday is going to get 60. Traveling, maybe I'll put something in. Maybe. We'll see. Sometimes I do decide things last minute, if I'm being very honest with you. So, birthday. And I'm going to actually just cross it out using this purple marker. Today's theme is going to be purple because I feel like I haven't used this pen ever. So, each smiley face is 10,000 Korean won. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're finished our birthday challenge, which means that next month I can start saving for Christmas. I know I'm a little bit early, but you know what? That's okay. It's always good to be ahead of the game. 60,000 goes in here, which brings us to a total of 400,000 Korean won. Yep. I'll count this later. Next thing is home emergency. It's gonna get 200. I really hope that like this year I'll be able to fill up all these houses, because you know, after I mentioned how like I was ready to throw in the towel with everything, but you know, I started to realize like how expensive a house is. 1, 2, oh no, 3, 4. That's okay. You know, I really had to be more responsible with my decision, even though like, you know, like it's not the ideal situation that I would hope to be in, but it is what it is, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna be easy and just use the 50s for this. Like, we almost have a line complete, which I'm really happy about. So we are done with our pink binder. We're gonna move on to our yellow binder for short-term savings. So I said waxing is going to get 40. Waxing / laser hair removal. So 1, 2. So I'm actually gonna use the 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4. I read in a news article how a lot of young Korean people are actually moving towards like cash stuffing. Korea does use a lot of like debit cards, check cards, and there are some establishments where they won't accept cash whatsoever, but because of like how wages have been stagnant and a lot of people are like struggling financially, they started to move towards cash stuffing, which really helps them to avoid or prevent overspending. Because when you have to order at a restaurant, right, you have to actually go in and order and then pay by cash. If you are paying by card, you can just use an app, but then if you're paying by cash, there's a lot more steps towards that. So people use that method to help them avoid buying food from the outside and cooking at home instead. So that's an article that I read recently. Now we are doing our monthly challenge of 100,000 Korean won. I hate the way I cross off my January marker, but it's okay. Just gonna cross it. Oh, I did the same thing. Oh my goodness. I'm really clumsy. Okay. Ooh. See, got marker on. Okay, I'll just get it off later. But 100,000 Korean won goes into my monthly savings challenge. How are you guys holding up with your 2024 financial journey? Are you guys starting off strong, or are you guys doing it more slowly? You know, I felt like a lot of people were complaining how January was such a slow month for them. And honestly, I really enjoyed it. I felt like January was my month to really lay the foundation for a successful 2024. And that's what I've been doing. And then for February, it was my moment to start implementing the plans and steps that I had in place that I made in January. So even though, you know, January for everyone felt really long, it was a moment for me to really plan everything out. And February is the moment where I'm, you know, starting to get back on track and starting with my baby steps, which is why I'm filming this video here, because I know that I've been behind. But you know what? I'm not going to slow down for 2024. It's going to be a great year filled with positive changes, and I'm super excited for that. Now, we do have some money left over. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to use my small denominations. I don't know why I closed this, but I do need to fill in the 52-week challenge because I'm behind. I think I'm 2 weeks behind. I do need to fill out the 4 and 5, so that's what we're going to do. This is the 5, and I need the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Cross these out and be very careful this time. I'm really happy that I'm starting to see progress on my savings challenge, because I was really worried that like I would kind of fall off, especially with my 52-week challenge, because I fell off for my 100 envelope challenge, which I'll show you guys here. I haven't really filled anything else because I feel like maybe I feel take a shot every time I say maybe. I feel like every time I try to fill this in, I feel very overwhelmed because of how many blank spaces there are left. And so for me, I feel like if this isn't working for me, I might just transfer the money to different savings challenges that are already working for me. Because if a savings challenge isn't working for me, and if it's not working for you, why continue it? Why make it a chore when money should be something that's fun, that should be enjoyable? And you know, for people who have like traumas surrounding money, anything that's hard, you're not going to want to do. So, and I think that's for everyone, not just people who have money traumas, but that's just my rant. So I'm just going to reconsider this for next time. Now, with the remaining money, I'm just going to put the rest of the single bills into this envelope for my future cash stuffings. And then the rest, we're just going to count together. Let's see how much money I have left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So exactly 200,000 Korean won. So let's open up my big box challenge. I actually do want to get rid of this really soon. It's such an eyesore on my desk because it's just this big thing, and I'm trying to be more minimalistic, especially for things on my desk. So the closer we are, the better it is for me to finally clear off this big box. So just a bit of a recap as to what we have. Somebody did mention that I had a 50,000 Korean won here, and I didn't notice, so thank you so much for pointing that out. So we have 200,000 Korean won to cash stuff, and these are the things that I'm going to go through. I like to go through it like from top to bottom. So the first thing that we have here is 40,000 Korean won. I'm going to cross that out. And let's look for this envelope here. $20,000. Okay, I think I found it. Yes. I feel like a lot of people, they do want to hit the ground running in January. I'd say like don't be so hard on yourself if you haven't and you're like, I'm only starting in February. I know that starting in January feels like something that you should do because January is the first month of the year. But honestly, you can always make your own timeline, right? That's life. People go through their own timelines, and just because you are not following what everyone else does doesn't mean that you're not doing a good job. So just keep that in mind. 6,000 for the next one. All right. And I can see that's here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we already cleared 100,000 Korean won, so we only have 100,000 Korean won left to cash stuff. I'm super excited. Okay. Cross that out. We have 70,000 Korean won. Now, this is where I have to be strategic because I have 100,000 Korean won left. I could do 70,000. And then if there is another 30,000 that I can do, there's one down here. So why don't I just do that anyways? So we're going to cross out 70,000 first. And look for that. I prefer to go in order because it just makes my life a lot easier. But sometimes when you don't have the exact denominations prepared, it's kind of hard. So 1, 2, 3. So this is 70,000 Korean won. And then the last thing that I have to cash stuff is 30,000 Korean won, which is down here. No, I'm lying. It's right up here, actually. So I'm just going to cross that one out. I do have really poor eyesight, so sometimes I do miss things quite easily. So thank you for those who help me point things out. Where is it? It's stuck between these two. Oh, it's not folded right, but that's okay. And there you have it. So this is what the progress is like. So we're making really great progress so far. Like, I'm hoping to finally complete the rest of this, you know, in the next coming weeks, and then this one for the rest of the year. I'm hoping to finish before August. I'm hoping that I can achieve that, but you know, we'll see how things go, because I'm starting to automate a lot of my savings. So all of my savings are more electronic now, so I don't really have much cash on hand as I used to. And let's just see what the progress is like here. So here it's like almost, well, we only have like this much, if anything. I'm just gonna properly do this actually, where we can see like which envelopes are actually filled in and which one are not. So like I only have like that much. Some of the envelopes here are actually like filled in like this one, but that's actually not bad. Like, I'm so proud. Like, again, I started this in what, like 2020 or something like that, and 4 years later. It has been 4 years, or did it start in 2021? I don't remember. But anyways, that is my current progress for my big box savings challenge. Really glad that we are making progress on that, and I can finally clean this up on my desk. And that's pretty much it for me today. What I'm gonna do after is just clean up everything, and this is actually used as a little organizer. So I do put in my calculator here, as well as my little envelope, and then other things as well. So that's why sometimes I don't have it, because I don't usually like to like take it out, reorganize it, and do all those things. So thank you so much for watching my video. For anyone who is also struggling with a budget, feel free to comment below. Let's, you know, what's it called? Let's commiserate together on our struggles and really help each other out. Maybe I'll post some tips in the comments for you if you kind of share like what you struggle with. But if that's something that's a little bit too sensitive for you, you know, just comment something like a heart emoji or a unicorn emojis. I love unicorns, to help boost this channel up. So thank you so much for watching. We're almost close to 200 subscribers, which means a giveaway that's coming soon. So stay tuned for that once I hit that goal. Again, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye now.